Yes! Welcome back to West Ham United for our highlights and words review show. And you've just witnessed West Ham beat Southampton 3-0 at home in front of 10,000 fans. You've watched us do several shows of the day. We've had David Cross on, big West Ham legend, Frank McAvenny, big West Ham legend. We've had people inside the stadium, people at home, people here, there, and everywhere. But the main thing that we take from today, mate, Matt, you ready for this one? West Ham qualified for the Europa League group stages. And look at the ticker tape along the bottom. We are going on a European tour. Welcome back to West Ham United. Subscribe, like, and comment. Matt, what an eventful season and what a nice way to end the day.
Well, it's like everyone get your passports ready because we're off to Europe. But that game almost like summed up our season, because the start of it we were a bit sluggish, weren't we? At the start of the game.
Well, don't go through the game yet. Don't go through the game yet. Just give me your kind of. I mean, how are you feeling, Matt? How are you feeling?
I'm a bit shocked, to be honest, because this isn't normally what West Ham do. West Ham don't normally, like, when it matters, don't normally perform. You know, like, I think, was it like the year under Pellegrini, we had so many chances we could have gone into like the top six, and we just kept, every time we got an opportunity, we lost. But no, the boys did good today, and they've done good almost the whole season, you know, and only finished a couple of points off Champions League when no one gave us a hope.
Yeah.
At all.
Yeah.
I think we were more favourites for relegation than we were to be in finishing the top six.
Yeah, of course we are, mate. Of course
and everyone, players, managers, coaches deserve credit for that.
Yep. Listen, I just want to quickly jump on. Mark saying a big thank you to all you guys for keeping us entertained during the season, plus a big shout out to all the people I've met in here. Huge shout out to everyone on here as well. Really hope you've enjoyed the content. We've got big plans for the summer, big plans for the next season. Hopefully we'll be back in the stadium, so we're going to be doing a lot more stuff of nipping in and out of the stadium, like what we've done today. We'll maybe put a little bit more of a structure into it, but we thought, why not? Let's give it to use the way it should be, raw, and I hope you've really enjoyed it. David, thank you for joining us. One more win and we could have been in the Champions League. I know, mate. I know. But do you know what? We're there, and we're in the Europa League, and it's, if like what Matt said, it would have been. It's just unbelievable, mate. Without our spinal injuries, I reckon we'd have got second. That's how brilliant we've been. Yeah, with 3 points for Champions League shows how fine margins are. They are. Happy Hammer, come on you Irons. Stuart K, come on you Irons. Even and all, just a shame about Leicester result. Ironic that Spurs done Chelsea a favour. Absolutely, mate. Absolutely. Jamie, really well done in this season, lads. West Ham family are proud. Thank you very much for following with us. Happy Hammer. We're all going to Europe. We're all going to Europe. La 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 la. We are all going to Europe. We are going to Europe. La la la. Let's just hope we can get there. Lawrence, thank you for watching from Auburn, Alabama, USA. Really cool. Kieran, hope you're well. The weather's lovely where you are. Jerry Moffat, congratulations to our great team and your team as well. Fantastic. Jerry, who do you support? Let us know. Happy Hammer. It's all easy like lemon squeeze. Sharp Fitness. The beers are on me. If I see you in a boozer in Europe, oh, mate, that would be brilliant. Lily, can we have a shout out? I watch you lads all the time. Lily, hope you're well. Thank you for joining us. Gary Page, 1 win away from the Champions League. What a season. Happy Hammer. Kieran, come on. Yep. Estelle coming on. Stuart K. We've sent him in the link. I think his phone has died. We believe his phone has died. But we may have to purchase him a new mobile phone because he's an absolute nightmare. Don't know what he does. We must build on this, and that's the thing, 100%. Daniela Stewart, 2 points behind fourth. Just think how far we've come and how far we can go. Everyone at the club and fans need to work together to continue this great work. I'll tell you what, Matt, let's get into the game itself. Let's look at the starting lineups. What was your thoughts?
Well, the first thought was that I was kind of shocked that Fabianski had gone straight back in. We hadn't really heard much at all, had we, over how bad potentially his injury was. But Moyes did say he wasn't sure if he'd make the game today. So then seeing it come up and he started, I was like, oh, wow. They've just thrown him straight back in. And the other one was, obviously, me and Stell done the preview last night, and I thought Bowen might come back in. But I was sort of thinking he might have come in. Actually, I said for Fornals. I'd have kept Ben Rama starting. But look, he only really dropped one. You know, he'd done his usual swap of Ben Rama for Bowen. But no, you could be unhappy with that team. That's sort of Moyes' go-to team, more in one or two, you know, like I said, he might rotate Bowen and Benrahma around, but
I tell you what, though, Matt. I mean, he really has, and I said it before on one of our, starter videos today. Like, we've used the squad, we've utilised the squad heavily this season, and albeit we've had Bowen and Benrahma swapping positions throughout the season. But everyone's stepped up to the plate at one point through the season. Everyone's had reliable goals, and we've relied on everyone's goals, everyone's assists, all the clean sheets that we've had. It's just been a fantastic season throughout. But yeah, you can call it, you can say it's harsh on Benrahma, but then you've got two ex-pros coming on saying all you want to do is get that ball whipped into the box, and the strikers, striker, i.e. Antonio, will have been craving it. And then, of course, we saw the Southampton team. But, on the lead up to the game, it was, like you said, mate, first couple of minutes, it was just a bit kind of easy-ozy. Nothing was happening. It had the vibe of maybe the two teams weren't really, maybe, I don't know, were they up for it? Were they cancelling each other out? What was your thoughts?
I thought we was a bit, I don't know, we seemed a bit scared. Like, we knew how much was riding on it. They weren't. I was surprised, at least in the first half, of how much of a go they did give it Southampton. I mean, they were really high pressing. They were getting forward. I think they had the first two big chances in the game. I didn't expect him to go that much. I mean, look, he changed. We had Dan, Southampton fan, on yesterday, and he said, like, he'd probably stick with the 4-4-2. We played that really well. He'd probably keep most of the same players, and Danny Ings will come in for Che Adams. But he literally, I think he made a few changes, and he changed the formation. He really flipped the scripts, and it almost worked to begin with, So they had those two big chances in the first half, didn't they? I think you had the first one. Minamino got put through. Yeah. They hit us on the counter. We were pressing up the pitch. They nicked it back. Minamino chipped it over Fabianski as he ran out, and it somehow went wide, didn't it?
Yeah, I mean, you're right. And Dan, you've joined us as well. Dan, can you flip your phone round on landscape mode? That's the one, mate. That's the one. So what we actually we're kind of going dissecting the game slightly, and it got to the 18th minute, and the funny thing was we weren't really concentrating on our game because we heard at that point news was filtering through that Vardy had scored a penalty for Leicester, making it 1-0 to them, which was taking the pressure off of West Ham ever so slightly. Dan, what do you think? Do you think that filtered through to the players? Do you think that's going to have an effect on the situation in the game?
I don't think they had any idea until half time how close it was. I think they just kept pushing and pushing. I think they weren't waiting for other teams to help us out. I think it'd gone through that through the season, and as it has previous season, they had to do what they had to do. Yeah,
absolutely, mate. And listen, I mean, we had to wait really till the 30th minute for really anything to be sparked in the game. And it was that man himself. He scores off of the park because he's just announced his missus is expecting a baby this week, and he goes and scores a goal, a huge goal for West Ham. One that probably did come against the run of play. Bowen hustled and bustled down the right, forced him into a bit of space, and he hit a low strike. The keeper could only really palm it away into a dangerous area, and there was Fornals to smash it home. Matt, 1-0 West Ham on the 30th minute. What were you thinking then? And especially Fornals bagging himself a goal.
Well, I think because at the time, I think Tottenham were losing and Everton were losing. And we were like, you know what, that's really put us in the ascendancy. It was good for Fornals to get a goal because I think I've made the point a couple of times that maybe he needs to do a bit of finishing training, maybe with Nolan or something, because that was the only thing he's been missing recently. But look, I said in the preview I'd have started Benrahma and maybe not Bowen, but Bowen came in for Benrahma. Like I said, done really well, snuck himself in between a couple of players, had a good shot, I think, on his right foot. Keep saved it, but Fornals done there. Well, he done a job any centre forward with doing that position, following up the rebound and making sure he smashed it home.
Yeah,
and that point, I was thinking maybe we'll push on from it.
Yeah, and we certainly did, mate. I mean, literally 3 minutes later, I believe it was when Fornals stepped up again. Southampton started to kind of crumble at that point. Soufal down the wing, hits the ball in, right, sends a wicked low cross in. Fornals is there to smash the ball into the back of the net. 2-0 West Ham, Dan. Fornals 2-2, 2 goals in the space of 3 minutes. West Ham go 2-0 up. And at that point, you think we're cruising, don't you?
Oh, yeah. I mean, it's always a worry when West Ham do go up and they go up early or first half. It is a worry, but I mean, I was jumping. We were all. I'm at a barbecue of West Ham fans, and we were jumping off the walls. Brilliant.
Yeah, it really was, Matt. I mean, he's come under a lot of kind of press, maybe some negative press, some good press. He's an undersung hero, really, at West Ham. His game's completely changed, and all bar his finishing, which is what he was kind of brought in because his ability at finishing was top notch. But Moyes has just turned this player into an all-round player. He does absolutely everything. He was everywhere today, mate, and he's bagged himself a brace and massively deserved, isn't it?
I'll hold my hand up. Sorry, Matt. Before the Fornals scored, I was saying he runs his socks off. Don't disrespect the player. He's all over the park. He tries really hard. He just can't finish. And today he shut me up twice, and that's not an easy thing to do, to shut me up.
Yeah, we all know that, mate. Yeah, what do you think then, Dan? Sorry, Matt.
I've forgotten the question now.
just Fornals and the turnaround that he's had. Well, or the not the turnaround, but what Moyes has actually done with him.
It's weird, isn't it? Because I think when we brought him in, when he came in as like this, almost like an attacking number 10, didn't he? That was creating and scoring goals, and he was sort of in and out of the team. And Moyes is really, I don't know if that's Moyes doing it or it's just him himself, but either he's paid attention to what Moyes said in training, or he's gone out of his way and done it himself. But he's turned out from this, just a number 10, like a flary Spanish creative midfielder, like you said, into this hard-working, running. I don't know. He's just completely flipped his game. He's one of Moyes' first names on the team sheet, I think, now.
Yeah.
I think when Moyes puts his team up, he goes 4 hours in it because he knows he'll run his socks off all day. He'll get up and down that pitch. He's become a box-to-box, I don't know, disruptive playmaker. Because he will run up and down. He'll do the defensive stuff if you tell him to. And like you've seen today, if you tell him, no, get that bit further forward, we need the goals, he'll get involved in the attacking play as well. For Moyes, he's probably a dream, the way he does everything. And like you said, it only really was lacking on the finishes, and then today he's found his feet.
Yeah, and do you know what? You said that he probably is a Moyes dream. To be honest, he really is. He's probably been one of the players that I've been so excited about. I mean, he makes you fall in love with him, if I'm being brutally honest. Even though, Dan, I know I get your point, your sentiment behind him not scoring and not finishing his dinner, etc. But I mean, we can't remotely fault anything that young lad has done since he's come to the club and what Moyes has done in particular. And Matt, you said there, he gets involved everywhere. I mean, look at this image alone. Look at the height he's got. He just gets stuck in. He does not give two shits. He just gets involved. We're going to quickly bring in Sean. Sean, turn your phone around if you can, please, mate.
What do you mean, like this?
Yes, that's the one. That's the one.
Okay. Ooh,
yep. So we're just dissecting the game. Sean, I want you to briefly give me your thoughts on Fornals, please.
Yeah, he had a great. I mean, a lot of people give him a lot of grief, don't they? But he showed everyone why he's worth £25 million. I've always rated him. I would say that. Hindsight's a great thing. But he showed us, he just showed us what he can do. And I thought, it was really a shame that he couldn't get a hat trick. I thought that would have just crowned off his season, really. At the beginning of the season, he couldn't get a game, could he? And everyone was going, don't put Fornals in. But he's become a mainstay in recent games. And, David Moyes showed faith in him and he's repaid him today.
Yeah, he absolutely has. Then, we go further into the game. And then, Sean, I want to know if the news of the scores from other games filter through to the stadium. I mean, so we know that Kane equalised against Leicester to make it 1-1. I know the fans know, but do you think there's any influence on the game? Do you think the team gets to hear that at all?
No, I don't think so. I mean, we were singing, when Tottenham fucked it up, all the normal songs, and then it came through about Chelsea, obviously going down to 5th, and there was a few songs, but mostly, we were singing. We're going on a European tour. We weren't worried. You could hear little, people looking at their phones, and it was sort of, but. Listening to what was going on elsewhere, but we're more concentrating what was going on the pitch, and certainly the players I don't think knew anything about we were singing more to do with what we were doing, and we weren't bothered about anyone else. All we had to do was win our game or draw our game, and we're guaranteed Europa League, not a Mickey Mouse league that Spurs find themselves in now for Conference League. I can say that now. Mickey Mouse League. It's like the Intertoto Cup, right? Who'd want to play in that? I can say that now.
Bloody Simpot Cup.
I would have taken that.
Matt,
but now.
Yeah, Matt, I want to talk about particularly Declan Rice before we get into his goal. I want to talk about Declan Rice's involvement in the game today. I mean, literally, the lad is just covers so much ground. Souček and him just dictated play in the middle of the park. I mean, the second half in itself wasn't the best of halves of football in general, but talk to me about Declan Rice and Tommy Souček, mate.
We've said for a while, look, it's the midfield's not the same when one of them's missing. And in some ways, you can afford to miss Souček more than you can afford to miss Rice, because we've seen with Souček having to sit deep and do Rice's job that he wasn't the same. He wasn't as effective. But look, you know, I think Dan Van Dangle said during the thing, he's only had like 30 fouls this season in 31 games.
Yeah.
You know, for a holding midfielder who's expected to put in tackles, you know, he's averaged less than a foul a game. That's insane. That just shows you how good he's played this year.
Yeah.
How he's played for the last 3 years.
Yeah.
You know, he's the reason he's the vice captain, because he's so high.
Sorry, mate.
Else.
Sorry.
Sean, before you go, mate, because I think you're going to go on the underground. David Moyes had something to say in the microphone. Did you stay and hear what he said?
No, do you know what? I was in the Bobby Moore lower, and it was shit because I couldn't hear anything that was said. So if he said, I'll give you an exclusive, right? He said, I'm meeting with the owners next week. I'm going to sign a new 2-year contract. West Ham is fucking massive. That's what he said.
He's not
Sean,
wrong.
There's a little cheeky picture here of the fans celebrating. I mean, just tell me what it was like, the euphoria of when those goals were going in, considering we've not been able to see one live for so long.
It was, do you know what? It was a little bit emotional, and it was just so great to be back and, you know, banging our feet and singing. You know, people were singing no matter what was going on, and it was just fantastic. It's hard to put into words because you just miss. You don't know something. How much you're going to miss something until it's gone. I know that's an old cliche, but it was just the silly things, you know, just meeting up with people and being back in the stadium with other people, like-minded people.
Yeah,
it's great.
Absolutely.
I'm sorry, I'm in the on the Jubilee line now. But
do you mean meeting up with people like this, Sean?
Yeah. Yeah. There's good old Stale with his Nokia 3310 run out of battery, and good old Shedman Nigel. That was just after the final whistle. We met outside. We actually bumped into each other, believe it or not.
I think it was maybe because maybe Stell was maybe stalking you for some more exclusive news.
Probably.
We'll keep an eye on that.
If
Sean,
anybody recognises those three, number for Crime Watch will be appearing below.
Yeah, we're jumping on jumping on our train now on the Jubilee line. So see you guys.
Yeah, cheers for that, Sean. Take it easy, mate.
Cheers.
Yeah.
Bye.
Cheers, mate. So yeah, it's always good to hear from people at the stadium, etc. But the game kind of passed everyone by really in the second half. But I just want to jump to it. Declan Rice gets the ball, but it was created by that man himself. He's bagged himself a brace. He sets up Declan Rice, Pablo Fornals. Declan Rice goes in the 18-yard box, smashes the ball into the back of the net. Dan, I mean, so deserved for that midfielder, isn't it? So deserved for Deckers.
That was like a standstill moment, where time stands still. You could see him running along. You could see him looking at the far post. It's as if he looks at the far post, looks at the keeper, just dinks it in the near side post. And he's laughing as it goes along, like he knows what he's done. He sent the keeper. The keeper has no idea what to do. And before the ball's hit the net, he's already running away and celebrating. It's all worked out in his head. He's seen the future. The time stood still for us, but it already happened for him.
Yeah.
You can see his face there. He's still laughing. He just knows what he's done.
Yeah, it's nice to see. It finishes off his season nicely as well. That's his second goal of the season, Matt. I mean, I heard of some of his comments after the game when he was getting interviewed, and he just said it's like the cherry on the top for the season. It gives West Ham European football, and it's now just a case of, will we keep seeing that man in claret and blue next year? For me personally, I think we will. What do you think?
Yeah, two reasons. I mean, really, the amount of money we want for him, there's not many people paying that money for him this season. I think the fact that Fernandinho said at Man City he's going to stay, he's committed to another year, I think means Man City will spend the money on other people. But I think for us, because we've got Europe. You know, people always say, oh, you've got to be playing in European competitions if you want to keep playing for England. And there you go. Don't get me wrong. I've no ideas. I'm not, not even the fact that I don't believe Dec will be here. I don't think he'll do a Noble. But I do think giving us Europe probably gives us another 1 to 2 years of him before he goes somewhere else.
What do you think, Dan?
I agree about the Lingard. I mean, if he wants consistent first-team football and he wants European football, he's going to want to stay. It makes sense. It makes, for a player who, even if they're only thinking about money, it makes good business sense that he'd want to stay.
Yeah.
And in his short time here, he's done so well. He can be loved there. He can be, he can be a fan favourite. I mean, he already is. He can go back to being sitting on a bench and being not even a fish in a big pond. Or he can come to us and be a first-team player.
Yeah. Absolutely. It's going to be an interesting, exciting summer. I think this is the summer that West Ham need. I mean, we're not going to do a dissecting the season video. We'll maybe save one for them in the week. But I mean, listen, I've got to hand over to the man himself, David Moyes. I mean, look at that. Look at the Moyes. I mean, he's turned everything around. He's changed the West Ham fans' mindset. He's changed the players' mindsets. He's taken West Ham from relegation candidates to Europa League group stage football. 2 points from the Champions League. What massive plaudits this guy deserves, Matt.
I'm sorry, because I know Pep's going to get it again. HB manager of the season. Hands down.
Yeah.
You could possibly maybe put your foot forward for Brendan Rodgers because he finally got, won a cup with Leicester, but let's not forget, when he came in December 18 months ago, whatever it is, no one really wanted him. Let's be fair, we're all sitting there and we're going, Pellegrini's gone, who are we getting in? And it was like him, it was like David Moyes or Daesh, or there's potential for Eddie Howe. And we were like, they're bringing Moyes in because Moyes is the cheap option. They didn't want to pay the release clauses for either of them. And, so we were sitting there saying, and Moyes came in, quietly got his backroom staff together, quietly made a couple of signings. And he's, look at how he's turned it around. As I said, he should be up there. For the projects he's done, of the 18 months since he came in, he should be manager of the season. Undoubtedly. I said we were relegation favourites. Especially when the fixtures came out and we lost to Newcastle first game. Everyone was saying this is going to be a long season. And then we lost to Arsenal, and then we went and beat Leicester and Wolves. It's the job he's done cannot be understated enough. But it's insane. It's a record points total for West Ham in the Premier League.
Yeah, good point. 65 points West Ham have ended up this season with. Dan, Moyes, mate, give me your thoughts on him.
I'll tell you what's saying about the highest points finish and David Moyes. Round here, we're all on the bubbly. We're celebrating. We're all on the champers. When he come round first time, he inherited the team. They got rid of him, brought in Pellegrini, gave him a shit ton of money. Didn't work out, got rid of him. Again, Moyes comes in, inherits another team. And now he's made it his own. And this is what's happened. If you entrust in Moyes, you will finish. Don't get me wrong, it was sketchy first time, it was sketchy at the start. But now, the scouts have done their job. He's brought clever, he's played players to their strengths. I mean, if there's any criticism, it was his decision on how late subs come on, but he's turned it round. Brilliant. Sign him up, give him more, give him a bit of money, let him spend his own money, bring his own players in. He's done the staff. He's done well with what we got. Now it's Europa League coming up. Give him a chance. Let's see what he can really do.
Yep, absolutely. And
manager of the season.
Million percent. And I think everyone in the chat is probably going to agree. What we'll do is that brings an end to like me talking through it. So let's jump into the comments. There's plenty of comments there to quickly go through. I know you've already started it. Where is it here? Daniela Stewart. I don't think there's a happier team than West Ham, and that has to be David Moyes, 100%. Reese, the atmosphere in the pubs around the ground, I can only imagine what it's like inside. Absolutely, Reese, mate. Absolutely. I think Moyes and Alan Irvine both deserve respect for an amazing season. I think it's probably all the backroom staff, to be honest. Massive respect to what they've done at West Ham.
I think Nolan as well, to be honest. I think
Yeah.
the job he's done since he came in as well. We brought him in, with the set pieces.
Yeah, absolutely. So many more comments. I'll try and skip through as many as I can. Steve, West Forlan, we must build on this, and also we have to respect the Europa League. 100%. I think we will. Forever blowing bubbles. Looking forward to Europa League draw. James Bong still dipped his mobile into his coffee and had a munch, probably. Well done. Happy, proud of you. Don't know what that was for. Fornals has finally done what I wished. Finished on plays. Great job. 2 goals and an assist. Lawrence Watkins. Yeah, absolutely. Well, W. Fabianski won us that game. Could have been 2-0 down so early if it wasn't for him. Yeah, he did make some really good saves, actually. Good point.
Some for the camera.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah. I am many, many years season ticket holder. Really cool to hear. Stuart K, to be honest, I think Europa League without having to qualify is actually better than the Champions League for us. I'm not sure we would have worked for us. And the money for 6th is all good. I mean, that's a good point, actually. I mean, how much money extra do we get for qualifying for the Europa League, Matt?
Well, if you believe Sean's little website, it's about 34 million.
Yeah. So
and then it's like 500 or 700 grand every game you play or something.
Yeah. Hopefully that could get added to the transfer budget. Although, however, trust in Moyes, what he does, quality over quantity, and as long as he finds it. Yeah, that comment is not true. Is it? Am I right, Dan? Am we right? Yeah.
No, he's never bought a round of beers in, but he always gets in with the rums. He always gets the rums in.
Yep, you're right, mate. You're right. Lawrence Watkins still bought a beer and told 20 people to take small sips so everyone could get a taste. 100%.
And then turn the tails off.
Fornals, man of the match, 2 matches running, still running. Well, I'll tell you what, we're actually going to be doing player rating show at 7:30, Matt. Is that okay? 7:30 with Jake. That's the latest that he can go on. So we'll do a 7:30 rating show. I'll set it up. So make sure you do join us at 7:30 for the final player ratings of the 2021 season. So proud of the lads. Mark Thomas, absolutely. Just watched. We are going on your video from West Ham United. So proud of the lads and all the staff this season. It's been amazing. I'll tell you what, right, Dan and Matt, I'll fill you in. I've been kind of dropping hints to the missus that West Ham could be qualifying for Europe. Of course, when we were in the Conference League, I had to drop the biggest hint that we'd be qualifying for some form of European tour. Hopefully, we can go. COVID restrictions depends. But I've had to drop it.
And let me stop you there. Do what Stell does. Do what all the rest of the boys do. Blame Dan. Do what you want. Blame Dan.
Blame Dan. Yeah,
I went to the pub. I took my passport Friday. Next thing I know, we're in Bucharest.
Yeah.
Blame Dan.
That's it, mate. That's it. Warrior 1895. Glad to have been part of Irons United and the West Ham United family chat through the season. Come on, you Irons. Thank you very much, mate. Gary J, thank you to all the videos we do, Irons United. You've all been amazing this season. Thank you very much. Nice. Aardvark. Feels like we've won the bloody league. Well done, the lads. Stuart K, Anton, definitely need an England-Scotland Euro chat in June. I tell you what, we are going to be doing some Euro stuff coming in June. However, Stuart, you might not know this, but I support England. Yes, I know I've got a Scottish accent. Yes, people are confused. But I tell you what I have got. I have got some decent Scotland fans who'd be willing to come on and do a little chat. So we'll have a look and see what we can do.
We'll have to get subtitles ready for them.
Absolutely, mate. Happy Hammer. Fornals is only going to get better. Yeah, under 21 Euro winner going to be our Fabregas. Kimbo, great season European football. Thanks, lads, for helping us get through a shit year. We're still proper West Ham family now. Thank you, you lot. Yep, absolutely. Got the assist for Rice's goal too in relation to Fornals. Absolutely. So many comments. I mean, it's really tough to get through them all. I wish we could, but we've got another show coming up in 40 minutes. Even all from South Australia. Neil, I think you joined us right at the start at 2:15 p.m. today. Neil, you were there. and you're still with
that
us,
was
going
what?
strong.
4.5 hours ago.
Irons! Come on, We're all very happy here.
Yeah,
Very happy.
mate.
It's been a great season.
Yeah. Steve, to all Irons United, been a great season, great show. Thank you. Enjoyed every minute. Thank you very much. Don't tell Dan, but there's a fox on his shoulder. Yes, there is, mate. You can see that. Look.
Have a shoulder. Yep.
Yeah.
It's all right.
Moyes...
He stuffed the 4 sausage rolls at lunch.
Who have we got there, Dan?
This is Ness from New Zealand, a New Zealand hammer.
Oh, there we go. Kiwi hammer. That's what we want to hear. Come on, you Irons. Come on, you Irons.
She can't hear. I've got headphones in.
All right, cool.
She said, "Come on, you Irons."
Jazz.
No one,
Hope you're well, mate. There you go. Dan, he's in there seeing you. Jazz is talking to you, mate.
And that sneaking behind me is Stephen Daltrey. You might have seen him comment. He's not today because he's got Irons United in his front room.
Ah, right. Nice to see
And if
you,
anybody in any game that we can't make, if you want Irons United to come round your house and drink all your beer, let us know in the comments. I might oblige.
Trev Tube, a great day. Apparently still traded his phone in at cash converters. As soon as he left the stadium, he didn't quite get enough for the half. Absolutely, mate. Fred, looking forward to the new season. A few shrewd signings to beef up the squad, and we should be flying again, 100%. Does O'Dear rumours emerging from the Federation confiscated Stell's phone hostage protocol? Absolutely. So where do we want to go, lads? Prague is high on the list, surely. I just want to go somewhere that means that we don't have any restrictions and we can get
somewhere
back
hot,
to
somewhere hot with cheap beers. And when we were big babs, if I've got anything
Malta.
to do with it.
Malta, mate. Malta.
Right. Well, I'll take your word for it.
Yeah.
Just blame Dan. Just blame Dan.
I think we will, Anton. Europa League group stages has clinched it, mate. I don't know what that's in relation to, so apologies. So many comments, guys. I think we need to probably...
Juventus and Lazio got Europa League this year, so...
Yeah. Yeah, there you go. Well, there you go, mate. There you go. I'm just trying to see if there's any more comments that we can... Oh, what's this here? This is my niece sitting with the next Declan Rice. Anthony knows the score. I'm assuming that's my niece literally sitting outside this house. She's probably come over and seen the kids. My little boy, he started playing football for a football team.
Oh, yeah, sorry, this one as well, quickly. Does he put up? Real Betis
Spanish team.
Yeah. You know who manages Real Betis?
And we're all crashing at yours.
Oh,
then.
Pellegrini. Yeah, absolutely. Faith in Moyes and the fantastic backroom staff. The only way is up, and it certainly is. Well, listen, I tell you what, that brings an end to our review. 7:30 in 30 minutes, we'll be going live with the player rating show. Make sure you join in. It will be Matt and Jake will be doing it. Dan, it's good to see you, mate. I'm glad to see you, mate. And hopefully, fingers crossed, we can see a lot more of each other. Maybe in the summer or moving into the new season, etc. So we'll get something arranged.
I don't know if you know this, but Celtic away, we're all coming to stay at yours and your dad's.
Mate, no word of a lie. It's totally fine. We'll get something hooked up. July the 24th, apparently that's the date for the Celtic friendly. So we'll get something hooked up. It'll be a good away day. Get us prepared for Europe. Here we are. Hold on a minute. David M. Thank you, Angie Knight, for brilliant content. Thank you, Anton Stell, Matt, Jake, and all those involved. Thank you very much. Malta, lovely Valletta. Yeah, absolutely. Would love to do that. What's at 7:30, Stewie? It's the player rating show, Reese. We're doing the player ratings. Well done, Jay. Thank you very much for joining us. Loads of people in the chat. Great game, great company. Happy Hammerette. Yep. Thank you very much. Listen, that's been the review. I've been Anton. West Ham qualified for the Europa League. Absolutely buzzing. We're going to Europe. We're all going on a European tour.
Come on, you Irons.
European tour.
Sure.
Come on, you Irons. He's been Matt. I've been Anton. He's been Dan. Subscribe, like, comment. Come on, you Irons. See you at 7:30.